Here's some smart ways to take your riding to the next level. Whether you've been doing it for years or you're brand new to the sport of mountain biking, there's something here to help you improve and progress your skills. Let's take a look. The modern mountain bike is an amazing piece of equipment. Millions of pounds have been spent developing these radical bikes, and this tip is about putting that development to work for you. Now, the tendency to stiffen up when riding is easy to do. If you're uncomfortable or stressed about a line, then you cramp up and hold tight. Feels like the safest thing to do. However, if you ride in a relaxed position, letting the bike move underneath you, then you're going to have more control, and more importantly, you're going to be letting that bike do the work. I've seen this so much in other riders, but I rarely recognise it in myself, but of course I've definitely done it. Looking at the wrong thing on the trail is always going to end badly. So pedalling along, staring down at your gears means your attention's not where it's meant to be. Simply telling yourself to look ahead is a great mantra. The other common mistake is looking at that thing you want to avoid instead of where you want to go. So don't get distracted by that gnarly log or that rock. Concentrate on the line or the turn you want to nail. Your head will lead the way. It's really easy to get carried away when you're out on a ride, banter with mates, or self-inflicted pressure based on what you think other people expect of you. Well, it's a route to bad decisions. You're much better staying within your limits. Having that attitude and confidence to do that is really important. The moment you let other people dictate your riding, or worse, your ego take over, well, danger awaits. Ride for you. It's safer, it's more fun, and you're calling the shots. This can go either way really. Too many clothes is a common mistake, but so is too little. The trick is to plan your ride and to understand the weather that's predicted on your route. Now, if you're unsure, layers is probably the way to go, but make sure you've got something to put them in because you might need to strip back. Now, if we've got quantity sorted, the next bit's even more important. The clothing needs to be suitable. The helmet needs to fit. You cannot wear flip-flops, and if the weather looks like it could close in, then something waterproof is probably a good idea. Now, this is all common sense really, but it sucks when you get these decisions wrong. So, plan your ride and think ahead. Riding conservatively at times is not a bad thing, but there are definitely moments where speed or an attacking nature is going to help get you through the trail with more flow and consistency than riding with caution. These elements tend to be things like short, sharp climbs or rocky, rooty elements, steep turns. Keeping a really great rhythm and fast pedaling motion is going to take you through those elements on the trail and make you progress easier. Another thing people do is they sit down too much. Now, it might initially feel like you're saving energy, but actually it's stopping you have that attacking nature we're talking about. So if you sit down a lot on the trail and you're resting too much, don't be surprised if the odd rock or root slows you down. Don't spend hours fretting over the decision to take on a particular line or jump on the trail. Just do the practice that the terrain or the skill requires. Taking small steps will mean that's all the next big jump is. It's a small step in your progress that you took with confidence. If you don't put in the time, then you're essentially relying on basic assumptions and, more worryingly, a large dose of luck. And that is not good. Ever bonked out on the trail?
All the time, Martin.
It's not as rude as it sounds. In fact, most riders have done it at some point or another. This is referring to that moment where you've got your nutrition or your hydration wrong. So basically, you run out of fuel on your ride and you're relying what's stored in your body to get you home. Goes without saying really, once it runs out, you are knackered. So to cover that, make sure you take some gels out with you and some snacks and keep the nutrition coming through your ride. Every bike, nearly every bike, has got a water bottle on it. There's no excuse not to have water with you on your ride. So a few gulps every 10 to 15 minutes is going to stop you from going boom. A helmet goes without saying, doesn't it? Amazingly though, there are riders out there who still go out without a helmet, and if you do that, you are signing yourself up to some serious danger. Also, consider elbow and knee pads. They can make a huge difference to your riding career, so don't be frightened of spending some time and some money getting those items right. What about those padded shorts? Now, see, a little bit of protection on your backside is not only going to ensure comfort, it's going to ensure little versions of yourself are running around in the future. So it's not all about crash protection. The comfort side of things is really important. In braking, not all things are equal. The front brake is crucial out on the trail. If you think about what happens when you apply the front brake, your weight moves forward and that means more grip down on the ground, and grip is crucial in braking. The rear wheel doesn't have that, so you get that skid in motion, which actually doesn't slow you down that much. The steeper the trail gets, the more that happens and the more vital your front brake control becomes. So really think about that front brake when you're out on the trail. Use it wisely and use it well. Your stopping power will vastly increase. Thanks for watching, and I really hope some of those tips improve your riding. If you want to continue that process, then why don't you click over there for 5 essential skills you can do anywhere, and over here is 7 pro setup tips. Click on the globe to subscribe to GMBN, and lastly, would you be so kind to give me a thumbs up like.